Hey people, this is my mom's show where she talks about us. We give her the things that we give y'all the show. Get Cody, here you come.
Hey guys, welcome back to Cozy One Podcast. This is episode 7, I believe. My name is Shan. I am the mama of the girls, Mommy Rocky. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing the show. Today's episode is, do you give up on your kids? It's Friday. We are almost at the end of the month. February has been a quick one. You know, temperatures have been kind of weird. Spring during the day, winter at night. But we are stepping into March, and you know that means spring cleaning, spring flowers, smell of grass, all of that stuff. So let's talk about it. The trickiest question there is for a parent is, when is too much too much? Is the last chance the last chance? As a mom, I believe it definitely depends on the parent's threshold for mess, for mistakes, for lack of common sense. And it definitely depends on that parent's boundaries for that child. How do you know when your child has gone too far for your help? Do you even know the limits you would give your child right now? If they took your car against your will and they crashed it, would that be a limit? How do you deal with that? If they stole from a store and someone calls you and lets you know, hey, are you the parent of such and such? Do you bail them out? If they steal from you repeatedly, how many times is the last time? If they're not going to class and you're paying for their college tuition, how many times is the last time? If they're constantly hanging around someone you told them not to hang around and they have gun charges, how much help are you going to assist them with to get back right, quote unquote? Where is your line in the sand with your children? Where do you draw the line? That's what I want to talk about today. Something no parent really wants to think about in full extent, but we have to. Because yes, a dad and a mom do join forces and create life. But at the same time, that child is its own person, its own personality. We are not our kids and our kids are not us. So how far are your limits going to go as far as help, assistance, emergency person, funding, lawyering up? Are you visiting them in jail? Are you bailing them out for the 5th time? Are you putting your house up to make sure they go to court? Like, where do you draw the line for you? And if you are married, it is very important for 2 of those parents to be on the same page about where the line is drawn. Because I have seen a child completely destroy a marriage because both of the parents have different boundary levels, different thresholds, and they cannot come together to agree. And so one person wants to help that child a bit more, and the other parent is done.
What's the easiest choice you can make? Window instead of middle seat? Picking a vendor who sends a great gift basket? Outsourcing business tasks you hate? What about selling with Shopify? Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/try.
I've seen it. I've watched several documentaries of it. Okay? So, that's what I'm talking about today. It's an important one. It's a serious one. I want to thank everyone who has listened to the last episode where I was talking about I was talking about the different talks that melanated skin tone parents have to have with their children versus other parents. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I incited more questions and discussions, and I hope it's doing what it needs to do, because when it comes to different ethnicities and how they talk to their kids and what they talk about compared to parents who have kids with a darker skin tone, it's a lot more talking. It's a lot more discussions happening. It's a lot more making sure and preparation that goes into it. And I just wanted it to be understood that there's a lot more stress on me as a dark-skinned mom compared to someone else. And I just wanted some understanding of that, because not everybody has the understanding of what's the big deal. Or why are you so scared for them to play outside? Or why can't you just send them to the corner store my kid goes? What's the problem? And I wanted people to understand what that was like. But let's get into today's episode. So your child is acting up in front of company. I can see how that can get embarrassing. Your child getting in trouble at school, on the playground. Sounds common, right? Maybe it can be a bit of a disappointment, but your child constantly ruining great opportunities, ruining great relationships, losing trust with other people that are here to support you, but they don't have any more, efforts to give when it comes to your child because they're misusing their help. That's heavy. Okay, becoming one with your child's disappointment is hard to do for a lot of parents. I think a lot of parents, when they have a child that just consistently chooses to go against the grain, go against the good, you have to be able to kill the idea about someone else. You have to be able to kill the idea about who your children are actually going to become or where they're headed. Sometimes you can't step in front of the train for your child because you're going to lose. You're going to get hurt. You're not going to be able to support your other children that also need you. You're not going to be able to support your spouse that also needs you because you keep stepping in front of oncoming traffic to stop your child from going in the wrong path, going towards the wrong people, hanging with the wrong people, doing the wrong things. So at a certain point, all parents have to get to the place where they choose themselves because you did what you needed to do. You did your work. And this is just a person that chooses to live their life just like this. It sounds harsh. I know it sounds harsh, but it's the reality for a lot of parents. No matter what they did, no matter how much they worked, no matter how much time they spent with their child, what they bought them, what they ate, what clothes they had, what communities they lived in, they just always chose the people who are comfortable doing wrong. They always chose the negative scene. They've always chose the lackluster approach. They've always chose to be defiant. Some kids are going to be like that, and there's nothing you can do as a parent. You can't love them more. You can't hug them more. You can't pray it out of them all the time. Sometimes our children are only with us for 10 years, are only with us for 5 years, are only with us, for 15 years, 18 years because of the choices that they choose, regardless of what we do as parents. Okay? What your child chooses to a certain point cannot be completely 100% on the parent. It cannot be completely 100% your fault. You have to allow a new eye for your kids when it comes to your kids choosing wrong, despite how much you show them that this is the right way to go. As they grow, you will see who they are headed to become. The love of a parent can be blinding. All love requires balance and boundaries. Some parents think all love requires hugs, giving money, buying gifts, and being friends with their kids, and that is not right. The love that your children need from you as a parent is balance and boundaries. Kids are going to push it because they're always curious on what things do, what's going to happen. A lot of parents feel that they failed their kids when really they probably did their best and their child just wanted to do what they wanted to do. Children choose and make decisions against everything that you taught them all the time. If I sat in the car yesterday and I told Anya not to do this one thing, not to say this one thing, and I'm laying in my bed this morning and I hear her and Arya playing and she's saying the same thing that I told her not to say yesterday, she is making a decision. She is making a decision to do what she wants to do despite what I told her yesterday. Children make choices against what you want and what you think is for their best interest all the time. Today's episode has been brought to you by Lulu.com, which is pushing out and publishing my book. What book, you say? I made a podcast journal for podcasters to jot down their thoughts, get their shows together, and find their flow. It's on Lulu.com and it's called The Podcast Journal. Order yours today and get started with your great podcast. I want to hear it. We want to hear it. Now back to the show. Okay? Stop thinking the right size house, the right size cars, the best school, the most savings will save your child's mindset. At some point, everything that you taught your child, pour into your child, is either going to manifest into them being better or going to manifest into nothing because they choose to do nothing. Because in life, doing nothing is easier than doing something. Doing nothing is more glammed over than you putting in the work these days. Unfortunately, that's how it is. Oh my gosh, you made $1 million and you did nothing? Oh my gosh, you got a house and you paid nothing? Oh my gosh, your kids went to school and you didn't have to pay anything? Oh my gosh, you got a new bag and shoes and he didn't ask you for anything? Like, it's glamorized to not do anything but to get the best things. And I'm sorry, as a parent, you cannot allow your child to not do what they're supposed to do and still receive the best things from you. That's not how I'm raising my children, and I don't recommend any parent to raise their children like that.
What's the easiest choice you can make? Window instead of middle seat? Picking a vendor who sends a great gift basket? Outsourcing business tasks you hate? What about selling with Shopify? Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/try.
Because I don't know about you, but for me, I have never taken off 2 weeks from work and not had PTO and expected a paycheck come that next Friday. Never. If you don't work, you don't eat. If you don't provide a service, you don't get results. If you don't put in the work and study, you're not going to magically ace what you need to ace, surpass what you need to surpass, win what you need to win without practice. You're not. That's not how life works. And for those who get by and have other people pay their ways through life, you're not going to be respected for it. Teach your kids that. It's the biggest, most permanent connection you will have in life is being a parent to another human being. No matter how much your child fumbles, they came from you. No matter how embarrassing your child is, when people see them, they're going to see you. Stop solely blaming yourself. All we can do as parents is our best. All we deserve from our kids is their best that we teach them up until they get to a point where they choose, and they will choose. It's the biggest gamble there is. Yes, people take gambles in relationships. People take gambles in marriages. But when it comes to no matter if you don't want to be the mother of this child, if you don't want to be the father of this child, the DNA does not lie. It does not lie. You are attached. Even if your child passes away, you were a mother, you were a father. That is still your child. If you break up with the person you're in a relationship with and you have no kids, that is just someone in my past. If you get a divorce from the person you're married to, that is going to be your ex-husband or your ex-wife. If you didn't have kids, there's no attachment there. But when you have kids, it's a forever attachment. Even if they disappoint you, even if they go against everything you stood for, even if they don't turn out to be the children and the adults you wanted them to be, they're still your kids. And I'm not telling you not to love them, but I am telling you that you cannot stand in front of trains in life for your children all the time without boundaries. Because a lot of adults that work in corporate spaces, a lot of adults that want to have relationships with someone is dealing with the fact that that adult doesn't understand boundaries, that adult doesn't understand respect, and that adult is struggling with a lot of entitlement. And I promise you, 98% of the time is because a parent didn't set up boundaries and rules and values for them getting things. Do not try to record with a milk dud in your mouth. Lesson 1. Thank you guys for checking out the show. This is Cozy Womb Podcast. If you would like to support the podcast, you can also shop at Cozy Womb Shop with Teespring or Mama's Cozy Closet that gives great, comfortable merch for mamas all around the world. I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for following. And if you would like to donate straight to Red Circle, you can down below in the show notes. Thank you. Let's continue the show.
Here we go.
Back to the show.
Back to the show.
I'm not saying it's solely on parents, but a lot of what you do and a lot of what you did not do will come through as they grow, will come through in the workplace, will come through in their relationships, will come through in how they parent their own children. When a child starts choosing to go against the grain, it's a constant battle of convenience. And, even if this goes wrong, I know my mom's going to help me. Even if I mess up, my dad bailed me out 6 times. He's not going to be able to say no. I'm just going to talk to him like this. Your children are going to learn how to manipulate you as a parent. They're going to learn how to use your love and care for their benefit. And your position as your child grows is to not allow it. Is to show them, hey, there's boundaries in life. I love you, but I have boundaries. The best gift you can give your kids is honesty. The best gift you can give your kid is the reality of what the world is going to be like towards them. And the world does not care how nice they were. The world does not care about what they wear. The world does not care about how happy they can make them feel. It's real out here. Okay? Favoritism doesn't get you through every door. Favoritism is not going to make a judge be like, you know what? I would give you life, but you're very nice. It's not going to work. We as parents have to come up with a limit. We have to figure out what's the line for us. We have to get to a point, especially if you're married, with your spouse to say, we cannot afford mentally, physically, emotionally, or financially to continue this merry-go-round of bad choices that our child is making or this child is making. This is it. Okay? Your children may fight you on it in the moment. Your children may not like you for a few years, but once they come to their senses, and I hope that they do, and I hope that they live to come to their senses, they're going to appreciate you putting your foot down. Rugs are only good to walk on. Rugs are only good to dust your feet off on. Rugs get beat when they get clean. Don't be a rug for your children. Don't be a rug for anybody. But most importantly, the people who will reproduce part of you, don't be a rug for them. Be someone that they can look up to. Be someone that they can respect. Be someone with boundaries. And that is a part of you being their parent and doing it right. And being a great parent because you set boundaries and you set limitations, because in reality, life is going to set a bunch of limitations for all of your wants and all of the things that you want to do. That's just how it works. I'm not telling you you can't love your children. I'm just telling you to find your limits and find your boundaries. My name is Shan. This is Cozy One Podcast. I appreciate you listening. If there's any parent out here struggling with their kid, you don't know what to do, speak to someone that can possibly be a mentor. Speak to another parent that possibly have dealt with the same thing, but you not setting up boundaries and you caving in all the time is not helping your child. Bye.
Bye.